Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to this latest installment of the Poetry Bomb. This is the 2024 Poetry Bomb, and I am here reading in honor of, anybody who's seen me on Facebook knows that I've been giving honor to the now closed Circle Brewing Company, which was my favorite Austin brewery. They had the best Texas Hefeweizen Blur, in my opinion. And then they made it an Imperial Hefe, and they called it Doppel Blur, and it's been gone. But we bought a keg there last week that they were running, and we hadn't opened it until today, so that I could pour some into a Circle can, so that I could come back to where they originally were. I'm at the grain tower right now that I see that people wrote on, which is awesome. You know, why not? And I thought that I would toast to this place because I don't think this thing's gonna remain here, even though they've been closed since last September. So I wanted to toast to this brewery and do this for once. One time. Everybody who knows me here in Austin knows my obsession with Doppel, and it's really cool to have it back. But the reason why I'm here right now for this poetry reading is I always look for a different place. I've never stood out here like this, especially when it's closed down. But I was going to read material for you in a couple installments from an upcoming book that is coming out by cyberwit.net. They have offered to publish a book of mine every year for the past 4 years. This year, while I was looking for something, what is it going to be? I said, let me do something about travel around the world and different experiences and the effect on climate and the like, and cultural differences. And maybe I'll throw in some astronomy stuff in there because we're not, just planet Earth. And so I have a book, and I have a proof copy of it right here, titled The Universe is in Your Hands. I know you can't see this, but when the book does come out, you can be able to see it in color a lot cooler on Kuypers.com. I'll link it up as well. This cover actually is a James Webb Space Telescope image from the first fleet of images that NASA discovered from it, and it is superimposed over parts of the United Nations building. And I don't have everything written about Geneva in Switzerland, but I do have a Switzerland poem in here. But I've been reading things in order as they've been going around the country in this book. And I had just finished a reading where I read something about Utah, and I thought I would go into a journal entry about Utah and then continue on through these readings for you guys. This is, as I said, a journal entry. It's about Utah, and it's actually about Canyonlands National Park. There were no towns around us for at least 40 miles, and there was not a single cloud in the sky. We could see the Milky Way very clearly. I'm not sure if I've ever seen that many stars in the night sky before. We were sitting on a white sandstone rock when he finally spoke. Looking up at these stars, doesn't it make you feel so insignificant? My eyes must have been saucers looking up at the night sky with a grin I couldn't remove from my face. Not at all. I could never think that. How could you not? I told him that I can't look at my life as insignificant, that if I did, I wouldn't want to excel in my life, and I would have no reason to continue. I told him that I looked at these stars and thought that this was science. This was something I could learn from. The constancy of the stars in the sky comforted me. These were the same stars that I looked at when I was a child. I love the understanding that we can gain about our world by studying other planets and stars and galaxies. I loved the fact that I was on one of these planets and that I had this unique opportunity to actually look at and contemplate the night sky. This was truly amazing to me. Tiny or not, I have the mind to understand that I am connected. I am somehow a part of this amazing universe, especially on nights like this when I am surrounded by so many stars. That could never make me feel small. I don't think he entirely understood what I meant. That was about Utah. That was a journal entry for it. I love the fact that there were just such horrific storms here earlier, but The weather has improved that I might need to have glasses for this. I'm going to try to continue reading for you guys, and I'm moving on to Arizona. I got a couple pieces about Arizona in here for you. This one is a short one titled One Summer, Arizona. Met your roommate, your friends, drank iced mochas at the coffee plantation due to the Arizona heat. One lonely afternoon, I walked to your apartment's pool area to catch a few rays. Since it was just after lunch, I thought I smelled something grilling, sizzling, so I looked in all directions. I looked to see who was barbecuing, and no one was in sight. I turned my head down in the heat and inhaled and realized that I was smelling my own burning flesh. It was 120 degrees that day, so I decided that was enough sun for me. Mesa, Phoenix, Scottsdale may have been fun, but this is all I can remember. The heat of Arizona smells like burning flesh. This is the second Arizona poem for you guys. I believe it's a 2-pager in the book. This one's a cool one. It's titled Edge of That Massive Impact. Meteors, givers of life. As astronomers assumed it was comets that gave Earth all its water, but lo and behold, they were then surprised to find just how water-rich asteroids were too. As comets and asteroids enter the Earth's atmosphere, that's when they break down into meteorites and larger meteors. These celestial bodies may give water to start life on Earth, but meteors also deliver death. Reflect on the meteor smashing into Mexico and the Gulf, raining ash and iridium over the planet, leading to the demise of the dinosaurs. But how many giant meteor craters are out there really? You can't see the Chicxulub crater underwater from that 5-mile wide meteorite collision. There's one in South Africa, there's one in Australia, one in Canada that's now a bed of a lake. But a meteor shower in the meteor crater in the United States? Arizona's Behringer Crater, named for the man contradicting many eminent scientists at the time. He was convinced that crater was from a large meteor striking the Earth. So let's actually experience this. Let's go to see what kind of destruction one of these meteors can actually do. See the sand melted into glass from the heat of any massive explosion by asteroid, meteor, or comet impact. You could try to buy a piece of this great sand sea glass from the tourist shop, but the real impact you'll feel is when you actually stand there on the edge of that massive impact. Span it with your eyes, for no camera you possess can capture it all. Then breathe. We think we humans are so massive and so important, and in a way, some small ways, we are. But look around at the layers of color generated by the one instantaneous impact. See for yourself what the universe can really do without any help by us quote-unquote civilized humans. I assume we will be the ultimate destroyers of humankind, but nature may have a thing or two to counteract that theory of the importance of humankind after all. Study how one impact led to a mass extinction on planet Earth. Then look into craters like this one. See it and feel it yourself. I know it's impossible to see, but there's a picture of me sitting there at the impact crater was the coolest thing. It really was. I think it was a Facebook profile photo of mine for a while because I just thought that was an amazing thing to check out. So that's accompanying that photo for Arizona. But I have one more Arizona poem for you guys because knowing me, I've got political bents and arguments with, especially from the last book that Cyberwood published of mine, with the first half of it about women's rights issues post Roe v. Wade overturning. This relates to that as well. This is poem, the last one for Arizona, and it's titled 1864 Mentality in 2024. After I've fought sexism and objectification as an acquaintance rape workshop facilitator, I'm then carted off to these southern states to witness the healthcare right that we women have had all my sentient life taken away by the courts. Wait, it wasn't taken away, but an entertainer-in-chief who once supported abortion rights said he changed his mind, then stacked the U.S. Supreme Court with conservatives who used a southern state's law to overturn Roe v. Wade. Now, states can choose to take women's rights. What I didn't know was what would befall us with this assault on women's rights by select southern and once slave-supporting states. So, after a year of seeing this cruelty firsthand in Texas, writing a testament and sharing these stories in Arkansas and Illinois bookstores, cafes, and bars, a part of me thought that my work was done. But what did I accomplish when shouting from rooftops and publishing a book you hope someone will read won't change the mind of any Christian zealots who believe in life at conception, though neither their government nor their church agrees? So yeah, I probably didn't imagine I was alone, but when I recently saw a t-shirt that said, ready? "There goes Arizona, trying to out-Florida Texas," that's when I realized that we all know this has gone too far. Because I could rattle on about how religious people being the cause of this catastrophe for women, but remember when I dropped that hint earlier about slavery? Well, even though Arizona wasn't a state till 1912, back then they were Confederate Arizona, for it was for an 1864, as in the drafting age of 18, plus the Beatles crooning this song, "When I'm 64, right smack dab in the middle of that there Civil War, is when they passed a law that all abortions were illegal, except if the woman's life is in danger." Now, this antiquated law was blocked since Roe v. Wade, though some Republicans in political offices in Arizona on record said that they're pleased to be in a state where this law exists. But now, thanks to that splendid, devious Roe v. Wade overturning, one Republican pushed it to reenact it. Remember, this law was made during the Civil War, before women gained the right to vote. It's 1919, long after women could have had a say on this, though what difference does it make when even women or in religions or politics can actually support this law? But fine, talk about health instead, and support a law enacted before penicillin was even discovered in 1928. Why not use laws so old without health knowledge? But wait a minute. I'm not here to tell you to be a slave supporter or to be religious or conservative. This has just been rattling my brain too much. Praise science that I couldn't actually have shaken baby syndrome. What should catch your eye about this far right is that far right types have supported this repression until everyone votes against it, and then they realize that they're approaching an election year. That's when the headlines come out, like Arizona Republicans denounce revived 1864 abortion ban from The Guardian. Republicans splinter over repeal of 1864 abortion ban from The New York Times, or from ABC News's ignoring Trump you know, I'm not even going to continue that one because even Trump wants to seem more moderate to help increase his base in an election year. So remember, people's ethics will change at the drop of a hat if it has anything to do with politics and their selfish effort trying to win the masses over so that you can be the one with the real power. It's amazing how people can be like that, isn't it? It totally can. I'm looking at it and I don't know how much time I've got here. Do we have time to pull off another one, or should we take a break? What do you say, boss? We're going to cut it and we're going to come back and do more readings soon. Yay for, wait, I'm coming back, for the 2284 Poetry Bomb here at the Remnants of Circle Brewing and Remnants of Circle Beer. You guys hang in there, stay poetic, stay strong, and I will talk with each and every one of you very, very soon. Thank you.